Uh, I would request the panel to dwell and give their views on what are the gaps in audit practice, or I can put it the other way also. What is the scope for improvement for the Indian audit practitioners? How do you look at it?
In fact, if I talk about the audit quality in India is good, no doubt about that. Otherwise, about all business entities, corporates, PSUs, banks, etc., they all have been auditing and they together have brought India to the fifth largest economy over the past 75 years. If the audit quality was not good, it would not have happened. Right, but that, yes, it is not that there are not frauds in India or abroad. Abroad also there are frauds. It is not there. If there were no frauds or there were no non-compliance globally, there was no requirement for any regulator. अगर fraud ही वहाँ नहीं होता, there was no requirement. There is also there. So saying that only India has, other countries is not having, that is not correct. But yes, improvement is required here too. If we see just a comparison, actually what happens, annually I would say there would not be more than say 100, 200 frauds which are reported out of 60 lakh audits of financial statements done in a year. If you take a percentage, that is less than 0.002 percentage. But actually what happens, I was having one of the sessions with one of the fraud investigators, and there they were saying, when I showed them the audit report and resale assurance, Pramod, you are talking about only chartered accountants. But I'm not, it is not about that. So I just asked them one single question. Sir, in your view, all the IOs and all, they were there. How many companies are there in India? They said 2 to 3,000. I go, no, sir. At that time, they were 18 lakh. Just because the cases which come to them, which are a fraud, they feel that every auditor is wrong. Same thing actually happens with every regulator. Say, in ICAI, we have got disciplinary committee. In disciplinary committee, over the past 6-7 years, we have decided on around 1,500 cases. Out of which 700 we have punished. So if we see, out of which maybe 200, 300 would be related to audits. So if we sit there all day, we say, "Arey, sare ye galat kar rahe." Because the cases which come to us are only of those persons. So that mindset sometimes comes with the all regulators and investigators, right? But yes, again, gaps to be filled, very, very important. Again, as I said earlier also, if India has to become Viksit, it won't be able unless our SMPs rise to the occasion. And yes, they have to their own good practices. And because what is happening, from our smaller firms, articleship is done by the chartered accountants. And if they are not strengthened, the CAs who become, the articles who become CAs from there, they go to the industry and the bigger firms. So their level is not up to date with the bigger work they can do. So in my view, these SMPs, every SMP has to strengthen and improve their audit quality. Because ultimately, they would be serving to the higher ones or going further. And of course, just to give an example, we had today's session talking about ECL. Yeah. SMPs, they don't know, because many, apart from say 27, 28,000 companies, all other 60 lakhs, I would say, have to follow AS. So ECL, those who are following, they may be doing. But in the AS system also, there is a system of provision for doubtful debts. So at least if that is done at the ground level, they will get into the habit of a better representation in the financial statement. So that I feel should be done at the ground level. And also just want to say that various tools free of cost has been issued by the Center for Audit Quality, like simple materiality, determining materiality, download free of cost. Download it, put certain figures, the materiality levels would be there. And of course you can change. Then you have got a tool for engagement letters. All actually you have it. Why I'm talking, because it would be there later on also on the ICI TV and the YouTube. So anyone can see, please download those tools, engagement letters, you type certain particulars, and on a click of mouse you can have 100 engagement letters ready. Of course, that can be very dependent on case to case of the audit only. then we have got a very important tool for all the standards of auditing review and compliance. Beautiful tool. Why I'm saying, if that is done at the SMP level, the bigger firms are already doing. If it is done at the SMP level, my audit quality will improve and enhance like anything. And of course, AQMM, I already tell, even the basic certification, because it has to be inbuilt into our minds, a tool for issuing of certificates. That is the basic, na, which we try. And everyone relies on a chartered accountant certificate. So please download those tools and give a strengthening to our assurance practices. What we have seen in FRRB and others also, QRB I would say specifically, where the listed companies are not being reviewed. Even if the audit is done by the top 20, 50 firms, and audit is of other than listed entity, there is a variation in audit quality. So what I want to say that please have integrated that habit that every audit has to be taken to that level. So only if that is done, then the audit gaps can be actually bridged. Thank you. Thank you.